Now we are going to talk about media networking and pairing. So the thing about it is that networking is a wonderful thing. I believe that Carol getting to know me in Ghana is as a result of networking. But that one wasn't a media networking. It's a networking between a media person and a scientist. So we have certain groups within the country to which I belong. So we have the scientists there, we have communicators in that group, we have this. So when they needed somebody in Ghana, my name quickly cropped up. And she contacted me and I was like, so later I asked, how did you get to know me? He said, oh, this person mentioned you to us. He said, wow. Again, I have a friend, a Ugandan journalist. We met in Cape Town many years ago at a World Water Forum. And very nice person. So we've been in touch. Once a while we talk. Now, some people were coming to do a project in Ghana and they needed someone with media background. So he quickly sent them my name. So networking is a kind of space that provides us with learning, experience sharing, knowledge enhancing, skills improvement, and job avenues opportunity. That is what it is about networking. What is media networking about? Networking in the media is simply the interactions, connectivity, and togetherness among professional journalists. That's the first part. To share ideas, provide professional support, and links to editors for assignments or avenues for publications for the purpose of enhanced information dissemination. I don't know if it happened here, but it happened recently in Ghana, and I was even shocked. I wasn't expecting that. My group, that is the Media Platform on Environment and Climate Change, we were doing a project with this group. And as part of the project, some journalists were awarded stipends to do investigative stories. So one of the young ladies who did hers, later we were compiling the stories and we needed the link to the story. And my colleague contacted her. She said, the story was published, and that is the first time I'm even hearing that. The story was published and depublished. And I said, what is that supposed to mean? He said one MP, an MP who happens to be a board member of that story was in the Ghanaian Times, a board member of the Ghanaian Times, after the first publication of that story, because it has to do with a human rights issue. The man was offended in a way, so he called and said they should take away the story. That was the end of the story in the paper. I was shocked. In fact, when we were designing the project, when they talked about risks, you not having your story published was not one of the things we considered. But lo and behold, it has happened because of political interest, because the person is in a position of power. And so that is what happened. He said, okay, you know what? Bring the story, we will send it to another media house, especially the online ones that will publish it. And so the story was published, and then we had the link to it. That is one of the essence of networking. Because then you have an avenue. So for instance, now I've seen my friends here, I should be able to send a story, for instance, to this man, I keep forgetting the name, but the face I will never forget again. Mr. Editor, please, your name. Bernard. Okay, so for instance, if you are interested in a story from Ghana that has to do with what is happening within the biotechnology space, I should be able to send that to you for publication. And you see, when we do this, it helps in also enhancing the awareness of our audiences and our readers about what is happening in other countries. So we know that, after all, this is not some strange thing that our scientists are bringing to us only in Tanzania, but even in Ghana, we are also doing this thing. So it is a very wonderful, excellent platform that we need to encourage. Networking facilitates access to expert sources, valuable information, collaborators, mentorship opportunities, or gaining a competitive edge in the industry. It's not about outscooping the other person, but it's about enhancing and sharpening your media skills in reporting, because you find, very, very good journalists, old journalists who may be retired and may not be active in media work as they used to be. You find them there. And these people also have links to the experts. And in some of the networks, we have experts within. So if you need an expert to talk to, you quickly linked up to an expert. And that is what networking does. It is also a process that allows the public to be involved in media production through interactivity, hyperlinking, user-generated content, and forums, thereby changing the news creation procedure from the normal, linear, and top-down to a concerted process. Those of you who have been using social media, yesterday, I don't know if some of you, perchance, tune into the news, the television. I don't know, my room, I couldn't change the channel. The channel was just on Donald Trump. Okay, so we're listening to Donald Trump. I couldn't change it. But you see, what I liked was that at a point in time, they were pulling content from social media. People comment, and that is what we do these days in most of our news packages anyway. So on radio, we say, oh, we have this from the social media, so and so. That person is not a journalist, a member of the public, and he's contributing. So that is what networking has been able to do with our news. The concept of media networking, the characteristics. It could be a loose group that from time to time discusses issues of mutual interest, or it could be a structured group driven by a commitment to a public cause and initiates media advocacy campaigns based on conviction for the public good. Then, media networking is geared towards linking journalists from different media houses around a common theme or subject matter, and sometimes engendering their participation in a related public event for extensive and sustained media publicity. It sometimes results in informal mentoring relationships that develops out of common interests, goals, and agreeable personalities. Note that formal mentorship is mandated by an outside third party and possibly includes a forced pairing. But within networking, when two people come together, they understand. It's not a compulsion. They are not obligated. They are not under any obligation, but mutual interest. They come together to do stories. Successful networking requires building lasting relationships, which I hope we are going to start with this forum after the end of it. Pairing in journalism. Now, this one, two reporters, they are in the same media house. But you see, they would have been competing between themselves. But instead, they have come together, and that is why this story was done. That's why I pulled this picture. So pairing results when journalists in a network are attracted to a common issue and decide to work together on it. Pairing is a beautiful journalism activity leading to a pooling of information from different parts of a country, across countries and regions. It culminates in a comprehensive reportage on a common theme from different perspectives from different cultures and nations. Pairing facilitates learning and sharpens one's writing skills, especially when it is between an editor and a writer or a reporter, or an expert and a journalist, or a young and a new journalist with an experienced one. And I think we have learned something this morning, again, through their contributions. That is what pairing is about. So I get close to you. There is something that you think is of interest, we discuss, and a story is evolved out of it. Or we do it across nations. Now in Ghana, we have, for instance, there's a networking group That resulted in us launching a campaign known as the Media Coalition Against Open Defecation. I don't know if open defecation is an issue over here in East Africa, but in West Africa, in my country, Ghana, it's a big, big issue. So because of networking, we were able to launch this campaign, and it is still ongoing. So we have different journalists from different media houses coming together, and at times they decide, okay, let's go to the beach, let's go to Choco Beach to find out what is happening there. And as a result, you get media reportage, coming different stories, but on the same thing, coming from the same area, which means that the issue there will receive attention from the community members and also from the authorities. And that is what media network and pairing does. Pairing in journalism, more benefits of pairing include resilience. That is the ability to meet deadlines. Higher quality. Obviously, 2 heads are better than 1. So you realize that at the end of the day, you come up with very good stories because it's not just one person doing it, but you are a pair. Training and development, especially if the pair consists of a new reporter and an experienced one. Then excellent for fact-checking and sourcing. Once it is a pair handling an assignment, there is an opportunity for better coverage of what people have said and helps in getting correct quotes and attribution. So if we pair with a scientist, the likelihood of us making mistakes will be minimized. And so it's one of the opportunities we will have to explore. Ground rules in pairing. As with all endeavors, there are ground rules for effective pairing, such as be gentle and give feedback, not criticism. Positive feedback is essential, especially if it is a young journalist that you are working with, or if it's an expert working with a journalist, you need to be gentle. You need to be careful. You need to encourage the person and not discourage the person with remarks. Then utilize change control process in all comments are captured, evaluated, and then approved, rejected, or deferred. This ensures that the final item is acceptable to all. There is this, I don't know the name, but there is this, is it a device or something on the Microsoft Word or something that allows us to do editing from different countries? You know that? Editing is a page. So like you send a document, an incomplete document. What was the name of that? I don't know the name, but I've done that before. Okay, if that's it. So you send something to someone, and then you add, oh, you could have written it this way. Let's put it this way. Do it this way. Okay, let's take this one out. So it's a kind of general kind of editing that you are doing at the end of the day. So before the publication is done, you can all agree to the contents in it, and it's excellent, and it will work when it's a pair, or if it's a team of people working on the same story. Okay, on that note, I'm done for now. Thank you very much.